somewhere between childhood and now, we learned how to measure our lives in milestones. First day of school, last day of school, first job, first promotion, marriage, house, kids, you know the list. And it can feel really overwhelming when we're not ticking those boxes when we're supposed to. It can feel like everyone is moving forward, and we're just falling behind. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about how we define success and what that looks like now versus what I thought it would look like a couple of years ago. And it made me realize that this is something I should probably revisit every so often, because as life changes, the way we measure it sort of has to change too. So there's that. Anyways, I'm having family over tomorrow and I'm pretty excited. It's our first big family gathering in a while. I have a couple of things that I need to get done today before that happens. And so that is the plan. That is the plan for today.
I try so hard to grow like a flower out of concrete, and I try so hard for you to know that I grow for you, my love.
This train of thought first happened when I was thinking of ways I had measured progress throughout my life. When I was a kid, I did sports. I would measure it by medals or moving up in lessons. But after graduating, I stepped away from competing, and I was at a sudden loss as to why I felt the way that I did. And at the time, I didn't realize that I had lost the main indicator of my measure of progress, and subsequently, success. It got me thinking, maybe all of us have these markers we lean on without even noticing. And when they disappear, it can feel like the ground has shifted beneath us. But realizing this allowed me to look at things differently and reevaluate what progress and success look like now in relevance to my life currently. If you keep measuring your current life with a definition you picked up at 16 or 21, it's going to feel like you're falling behind, even when you're not. So when things start to feel off, it's easy to assume something's wrong, without realizing the definition you're using might just be outdated. Oftentimes we feel behind because we're not where we think we should be at this point in time. But what we don't see is that where we're at now is preparing us for what's ahead. Making your own way in the world is exciting. You know what you want and you're going for it. But when everyone around you seems to be following a clear-cut path, it's really hard not to wonder if you're the one doing something wrong. I remember in the early years of pursuing YouTube, I was always wondering why it just wasn't happening for me yet. It was frustrating, and to add to my already growing doubt, I had friends that were already moving on with the next chapter of their life. It felt like everyone knew their path and I was still trying to find my way. But there was something in me that wanted to stay the course, and so I pursued the path. And looking back now, everything I learned along the way was so necessary and contributed in some form to what I do today, even if it felt like a detour at the time. The more I think about it, the more I think that 8 billion people can't be on the same path, right? Like, how would that work? We're all different, we can't all like the same things or hit the same milestones at the same time. Some get married young, some never want to at all. Others become nomads and call the road home. Some are happy building a quiet life as hometown heroes. You're allowed to choose your own adventure, not just once, but over and over and over again. I find that we often feel behind because we have this idea of how something should have been. But seldom does it happen like that. And I think that's where a lot of the doubt comes from. Not knowing whether we're stuck, or just standing at the edge of a new idea of what success looks like.